Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today it's my last time when I'm reading David Copperfield by Charles Dickens and one poem by Hilary Belloc. So hope you enjoy and let's start. Matilda who told lies and was burned to death. Matilda told such dreadful lies, it made one gasp and stretch one's eyes. Her aunt, who from her earliest youth had kept a strict regard for truth, attempted to believe Matilda. The effort very nearly killed her, and would have done so had not she discovered this infirmity. Once, towards the close of day, Matilda, growing tired of play, and finding she was left alone, went tiptoe to the telephone and summoned the immediate aid of London's noble fire brigade. Within an hour the gallant band were pouring in on every hand, from Putney, Hackney Downs and Bow, with courage high and hearts aglow. They galloped roaring through the town, Matilda's house is burning down. Inspired by British cheers and loud, proceeding from the Francis crowd, they ran their ladders through a score of windows on the ballroom floor, and took peculiar pains to sews the pictures up and down the house, until Matilda's aunt succeeded in showing that they were not needed, and even then she had to pay to get the man to go away. It happened that a few weeks later her aunt was off to the theatre to see that interesting play, The Second Mrs. Tanqueray. She had refused to take her niece to hear this entertaining piece, a deprivation just and wise to punish her from telling lies. That night a fire did break out. You should have heard Matilda shout, you should have heard her scream and bawl, and throw the window up and call to people passing in the street, but all in vain. For every time she shouted, "Fire!" they only answered, "Little liar." And therefore, when her aunt returned, Matilda and the house were burnt. After 2 days and nights, I felt as if I had lived there for a year, and yet I wasn't an hour older, but was quite as much tormented by my own youthfulness as ever. Steerforth not yet appearing, which induced me to apprehend that he must be ill, I left the Commons early on the third day, and walked out to Highgate. Mrs. Steerforth was very glad to see me, and said that he had gone away with one of his Oxford friends to see another one, who lived near St. Albans, but that she expected him to return tomorrow. I was so fond of him that I felt quite jealous of his Oxford friends. As she pressed me to stay to dinner, I remained, and I believe we talked about nothing but him all day. I told her how much people liked him at Yarmouth, and what a delightful companion he had been. Miss Dartle was full of hints and mysterious questions, but took a great interest in all our proceedings there, and said, "Was it really though?" and so forth, and so often that she got everything out of me she wanted to know. Her appearance was exactly what I have described it when I first saw her, but the society of the two ladies was so agreeable and came so natural to me that I felt myself falling a little in love with her. I couldn't help thinking several times in the course of the evening, and particularly when I walked home at night, what delightful company she would be in Buckingham Street.